Hello fellow gamers and welcome back to Timberborn. In the last episode we kind of came across a double bad tide which kind of really did kind of mess up our kind of farms and stuff like that. So basically what we were trying to do is kind of like circumvent that for kind of the next one. Start building out this little area here, kind of expand the kind of the gap from which we can kind of, every time there is a kind of a bad tide, we can kind of redirect all of the bad water out this way while keeping this dam, so we keep all this fresh water here. We kind of built up the dam area, so we do have nice sections, and then we also got the bad water pump kind of up and running. So we are collecting a little bit of bad water now in preparation for our explosive factory, which we kind of started over here. So looking at it, we just need a few more metal blocks, a few more gears. We should be able to get that relatively quickly. We have kind of plenty kind of scrap here to make sure that we can get the metal blocks. And then also, where are we? There we go. The smelter there is kind of working away. And then we have a couple more things kind of building the wood workshop, so we can start on the treated planks, as well as the paper mill and the centrifuge as well. The centrifuge is going to come in pretty handy because we are looking to get, let's have a look here where we are going to find, I think it was wellbeing. Was it there we go. The Agora. What we're trying to do is just increase the well-being of these beavers, just because the higher the level of the well-being is, the more kind of perks we unlock. So we are kind of getting going on there. Just so we can have a look here, you can see here with our current level of 16 on average, kind of looking at like there's a couple of 19s over there and stuff like that. But yeah, you can see, working speed 40%, running speed is 15, and life expectancy is 20%. So the higher we get that, the more kind of stat boost we get for them. Food is looking pretty nice. We do have quite a few farms, quite a good range of things as well. So we kind of are getting a fair bit done with that one. If we go back here, we can have a look. We're just missing some sunflower seeds, grilled chestnuts, crackers, and maple pastries is pretty end game. There's quite a lot of things to go into the ingredients there. We need both the wheat, we need maple syrup, it looks like, from trees, as well as wood. So there's a few things to get there. I think our next thing that we need to kind of look at is getting some sunflower. That'll just kind of give us a little extra point. So let's kind of start off with that today. I think if we kind of just mark this for all done there, and then I think we just plant just a little bit here, just so we have. And then I'm just going to have a look there. Yep, it is covered by both of them, so they will be able to grab them. And then we can also get the last few once we demolish these. Let's just get that last one, just make it nice and neat and tidy. And then we can kind of look to increase our food. Is this tree ready to cut? It's kind of just there. Is it in range? I don't think we have anything in range. So temporarily what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop that in here. I'll quickly gather that, and then we can just kind of destroy it. We do have the perfect amount of kind of beavers right now. We don't have any spare jobs. So we are going to need some of these kind of children to grow up. And let's have a look. Is there anything else? We're kind of waiting on some gears for that. It's generally just gears that we're waiting on. You can see there, all it is gears. We do have quite a few planks. So let's look. How are we going to do this? I think what we need to do is I'm going to fast forward the rest of the night cycle. I think we do need the explosives factory kind of built in first, and then what I think I might do is I might just clear out this little area here. So if we look at kind of just doing that, and then what I can do is I can put in another gear workshop and kind of link it in with this so that we have enough kind of power there. So I'm just going to double check though, just to make sure that we can do that. So let's have a look here. Gear workshop. Is it? Yeah, it's only 3, so we can kind of just slot it in there. So we should be able to get a few gears on that one. Okay, so let's kind of have a look. Yep. I think we're kind of good. We're just on hold now just to kind of get this done. So let's kind of wind over. Let's kind of get these kind of, well, first of all, let's get the explosive factory built. And then, you know, we can start kind of laying down. What I will do is in preparation, I will kind of make a kind of little storage here and kind of make sure we have explosives. Just I want to kind of get a big surplus, because today's big plan is to kind of get this section here kind of figured out on how are we going to make the water wheels here. We're going to need a lot more power. I think what I'll do is I think this is going to be our main industrial zone. This is just kind of like, I would say kind of temporary, just to kind of get the basics kind of done. But I think long term, we kind of build out this section here, power going, making use of all of this here. We have so much kind of water power right there. You can see these alone are pricing 700, and that's 4. So what we can do is we build, let's have a look. Yeah, we can build 1, 2, we can build 3, so we can build like 6 there, we can build another 6 there, another kind of 6 here maybe, and another 6 in here, and then we can all link them up, and that should be plenty power for all of our stuff. Okay, you're done with that, so let's demolish you. And then let's have a look here, and let's get planting some sunflowers. Okay, we're also going to need storage for that as well. So let's put you here, and let's make you sunflower seeds. There we go. And that'll just kind of increase our kind of well-being as well. Okay, so is there anything else that we can do while we are waiting on the explosive factory? Agora, that's going to be once we have enough gears done for the centrifuge. Dance hall, what it is for a dance hall. So we do have enough for that. We do need treated planks, which we are still kind of trying to build the wood workshop right now. What about this? See, these all need, see, that needs power. See, this one doesn't need power. That's why I was kind of thinking about this next. What else have we got? Showers. How are we for wet fur? I mean, we have 59, so that's pretty decent. I mean, the benefit is this path is getting used quite a lot. So they are kind of benefiting from the wet fur there. So dance hall is a little way off just until we can get the treated planks done. So what else can we do? Campfire, we need quite a few more of them. More rooftop terraces. Yeah, let's have a look. Where can we put them? I think let's get a campfire here. Campfire here. I think we destroy that, kind of make a little path. Go around here like that. And then I think contemplation spot, we can kind of get rid of that. Put them there. Okay. Let's neaten it up. Make sure we are kind of replacing everything that we have. And then we can do some storage, just do this little gap here. Maybe some storage there. Probably some housing maybe, just so we make sure we have because we can fit 2 like that. And then what we can do is just make this nice here with a little path there and there, just to make sure that they can get to that. Okay, what do we want to store here? I think, yeah, let's store some pine resin in that one. Anything else that we're kind of really full on? I mean, yes, we are kind of full on quite a lot of stuff, but I mean, look, with these extra builders, just even these just few here, it's just made it so like we do quite quickly. Let's kind of prioritize this for haulers. Okay. All right, that's looking pretty nice. Okay. All right. What else can we do? Scarecrows. Okay, let's get some scarecrows in. It's decoration. We do need paper. Okay, so yeah, so we're waiting on gears. We have scarecrows. But let's put a rooftop terrace. We're on here. And then we can't put one there. If we build this, and then we demolish this, then we can build over the top, and then we can get another rooftop terrace. Oops, I want on here too. Okay, so that should be pretty cool. I think that should increase us a little bit with those few little adjustments. Maybe let's have a look at the statue. Okay. That's, how much is the statue? Statue's only 500, so let's unlock that. And it's got quite a bit of coverage as well. So I think maybe we'll put one there. That covers all of them and all of them. And then we can put one there as well. And let's put one there. So that should really increase our well-being there. What else? Bulletin pole. Yes, that was, now that we have the metal blocks, let's also unlock that. And where do we put this? Maybe we put it there. Hopefully, can we reach that? Yes, we can. And then we can put the other one here. Anything else that we can do that I can see? I think that's pretty much it. Don't forget the roofs on here. Oh, drought. Okay, so 3 days to the drought. That should be fine. Wow. Okay, so we now actually have the explosive factory, which is great. I'm going to prioritize so he can stick to just kind of making sure he can build those explosives. We do have a ton of bad water, so that's great. You're hungry, injured. Okay, why are you hungry? We have so much food. We have like, why is that? Makes some sense. Are these two? Okay. I was wondering why they were getting cut down. Build that there for now. Should be able to kind of cut that down pretty quickly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for the drought to kind of pop these, so it's actually really good timing, because what that means is I can kind of also build the floodgates kind of in place, so that once this is all cleared out, I think we'll be in a good space, so it won't kind of flow everywhere. And then as well, the kind of really, if we've got 3 days, we've done all of them now. So I think make these a high priority, because I want to get this filled up before the drought, because this will just kind of fill all of this area, and we'll have plenty more water as well. This is going to take a little bit of time because we are needing more treated planks. these buildings also. We're just so slow on the gears. Right. I think it's time to look at doing the monument. How big? This is pretty big. So it's 2 by 2. I want to get a nice kind of central area. I think here would be good. Is there a better spot? I kind of want to do something with this. I think this contemplation spot is just not in the right place. I'm going to delete all of these. Make a nice little space. I'll put 2 contemplation spots there. And then I'll clear this out so we can kind of build a path. Yeah, we should be good with that. And then I'll just make sure we have this area selected so I know I won't just delete it by mistake. How are we getting on with these? So it's 6%. I just want to make sure that we don't kind of chop these down. Because I want to kind of get this tapez shack kind of working. We have 108, which is great. But as soon as we start kind of getting into that treated planks, we do kind of need quite a lot. This one here, for example, the Earth Recultivator, which is our kind of like end game kind of completion. Well, one, it needs 20k science, but needs 2,000 treated planks. So that's a lot of work. So just want to make sure we have kind of enough going there. So let's wind on a little bit of time. Let's see if we can kind of get all of these done, and then we can kind of come back, make sure we jig this around a little bit, and then yeah, we'll take it from there. Okay guys, so a few days have passed. We did actually go through a bit of a drought. I think it was about 7 days. That's kind of our limit here. These did kind of dry out. It did kind of kill off them because eventually we did run out of water in this area. But yeah, we have got the explosive factory built now, so we have kind of been expanding this, so we now have kind of a 6 across kind of floodgate area, which hopefully should stop the next bad tide that we have. Another thing you can see here in the bottom left hand corner, we have got a wellbeing up to 26. You can see here we kind of have the farmer monument now. It's kind of in there, kind of adding that. We do have a bunch of the scarecrows and everything else, and you can see here it is kind of the middle of the day, so it's kind of dropped a little bit, but you can see here, I mean, wet fur we can try and figure out a little bit later on, but you know, these sunflower seeds have kind of helped that we kind of planted. Campfire, rooftop terrace, and contemplation spots, they all kind of almost max out once we get to kind of the night time, and then we have pretty much all the aesthetics here. We do need a few more scarecrows, I think, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of getting there. We are kind of increasing little by little. Our kind of main kind of factor now, I think we're going to go for the brazier bonding next, but that takes quite a lot of science, and I kind of want to get a few of these things like the detailer, the dance hall, the agora, all that kind of stuff kind of done first. So yeah, so you can see here when we kind of head into the nighttime, this should increase to about, I think it was like 25, 26. So we'll see as everyone kind of gets into the homes at night, we'll see what happens. I mean, we do have 20 unemployed beavers, 4 of which are incapacitated. That's due to injuries. So I think what we'll do is we'll kind of make a few more kind of medical beds just to make sure we have enough for them, because they're just kind of slowly increasing. And there you can see here. So yeah, so we do need a couple of scarecrows, campfires. I think we need to kind of add maybe one more campfire in there, and then let's have a look at where the scarecrows are. Where can we put them? I mean, there's quite a lot of area covered. I wonder if we put it Just trying to see where they all, I mean, this is a massive area that they all go down. So maybe I put one there. And what else were we lacking? That's pretty much it. All of them are pretty much maxed out. Okay, great. All right. So next one in the monument. So that takes 3,000 signs and it does need 400 planks, which is going to be quite a lot. Good news is we are creating paper now. We are kind of also building. We have this building here, so we do have treated planks. One thing that we do need is a storage for these treated planks. So let's kind of pop that in there. That's the wrong one. That's also the same one that I did before. Let's delete that. Pop it in here. And make sure that this is treated planks. Also, I did kind of create a little area here for getting these scrap. We are going to need quite a lot of scrap because I have a feeling that we're going to need a lot of metal blocks. And then here is the big project. So this is going to be our industrial area. It's already starting to kind of do some of these wheels, which I kind of wish they didn't, because now they've kind of blocked off these and I can't build them without doing some crazy stuff. I think what I might have to do is maybe create some overhangs. Good news about this is beavers can build infinitely down, but they can only build, I think, like 1 or maybe 2 blocks up. So what I might do is I might test it out where I might kind of build a little platform across here, which it does need science, but we have 6 blocks across there, so we can do a 4-piece overhang here, and then on the same side a 4-piece here, and that just gives us a little bridge across on that side, and we can do the same kind of all of that, so it isn't going to be too bad. What I would like to do is unlock the triple dynamite. What I'm trying to do is expand this just 1 more. You see I've kind of set this off for kind of demolishing stuff just while I kind of work on it, but essentially what I want to do is I want to kind of build vertical shafts from there up and then kind of along this section. So I need to kind of clear out all of these, but what I would like to do is I would like to kind of be a bit more kind of efficient with the kind of the bad water and the dynamite, simply because it just gives us a little bit easier to kind of navigate and kind of like landscape and do all that kind of stuff. But this here should be enough for our industrial area just to kind of build it all out here. So this is going to be a huge section. What that does mean is when we do expand, I think in kind of preparation for that, we build a forester. I think I can build that. Maybe I build it here, and then we need to plant more trees. So we get more oaks here, probably to about there. There's plenty coverage there, and then as well as that, as I can kind of create the maple. Don't need too many, I don't think, so I'll just put that there like that. That should be fine. Do we need anything else? Maybe some chestnut trees. Just thinking about food. And then what I'll do is I'll kind of I'll unmark these because I don't want any of these to be up to what there. Okay. Just want to make sure we're not kind of cutting them down. Because I need the chestnuts for the chestnut tree for the chestnuts, and then also I need the maple tree for the maple resin as well. So that's kind of everything there. So we have pine already. These are just kind of dandelions. I'm probably going to need them as well, but I won't need too many. That'll be for if we ever get contaminated beavers. If we get contaminated beavers, then we're kind of in a bit of a situation where we need kind of antidotes and stuff like that. So hopefully it won't lead to that, but it's good to kind of have just in preparation, just in case. And then, okay, let's add a couple of these here. And yeah, that's pretty much how it is right now. So, I mean, I kind of wish I put this on low priority. We have plenty logs. It's just, yeah, that's my mistake that we kind of wasted them there. This is going to need a lot of kind of rework just to get the power. I'm going to kind of maybe drop down one more level, so everything's on this level here. Sorry, everything's on this level here, so we need to drop down 2 on this one, 1 on this one, and then 2 on this one. So yeah, so the first thing I want to unlock will be the double dynamite, and then I can kind of like basically utilize that a little bit better. And all we'll be waiting on is the gears for this centrifuge. Okay, so now that we've got a lot planned out, what's next? I think an Agora. It's a huge building, but we can pop that there. It fits in very nicely. Detailer. Let's unlock that. Maybe pop 2, 3 in there. Dance hall. We can pop that. So we have some pretty large buildings there. We can get them kind of done now. We were waiting on the treated planks, but now that we can make them, we can start kind of working our way through them. We already have 25, so we should be able to get that pretty quickly. Right, let's have a look at our kind of water situation. We should be okay with water. Maybe just to be on the safe side, I kind of make. Do we want to kind of upgrade to this yet? Nope, probably not because of the gears. 60 gears for 1200. Yeah, let's do that. We do need more water storage. And then I could just pop that. Where do we want to put that? I want to put it where there's going to be a lot of access to it. Let's just put it here. Should be okay. Maybe we do 2. And then a path up here. And then like that. Just want to make sure when we constantly expand that we're making use of the space. All right, so there we go. We are kind of in action now. We've got plenty expansion done now. I mean, the map itself is huge, but you can see here we've already covered maybe about a quarter of the map, but we have all of this area to kind of figure out stuff. We have loads of kind of trees up here, as well as these. Maybe. I think we kind of look to clear this out. I'll just get a couple of. I mean, we have plenty. We have 10 unemployed beavers, so there's really kind of no reason why we shouldn't just utilize them, you know. I think last time as well, I think the reason why we kind of ran out of water so quickly is because this little kind of stream that we kind of detonated was just like maybe 0.1 days before the actual drought started, so we did lose a fair bit of water there. This will kind of really drop off pretty quickly. I'm hoping that it should be okay. This should be prioritized for sure. This will kind of clear out, so we can pause all these for. I mean, to be honest, do we even? I mean, that's creating 5. I mean, maybe we even just delete these now. I think we're at a stage where we can at least remove one of them, and then that just means we can plant that there. Do we plant? Yeah, let's plant. Just that definitely covers. Yeah, just want to check that. And then spatter dock. Let's put that there. I just want to kind of create as much as possible. The spatter dock is kind of starting to run low compared to kind of all the other ones. Also the wheat flour. We need some storage for the wheat flour. Just want to make sure that's this one. Where's wheat flour? Is it? Yep, there we go. So storage is becoming a bit of a, well, I wouldn't say issue, but it's definitely something that we need to kind of keep an eye on, just for like kind of where we need plenty of everything. So I just want to make sure that we have plenty of everything. Okay, so that can be that. Let's make, where was the wheat? There we go. And then I think this can be paper. And then what else? Maybe just a couple here. And then we can make them, what do we want? Maybe let's do them as paper and then change. Was this one? Yeah, let's change this one to, what do we want? Maybe more berries. Yeah, more berries. Okay. All right. So let's pause these since we are into the drought. 8-day drought should be fine. We've got 1k water, plenty of food. Food is dropping just a little bit. Oh no, it's not. I think it was just a storage issue. I think everyone just started kind of eating at the same time. Yeah, so with this extra kind of berries, we have 700 berries. We are good to go on that. Already built the Aurora, which is awesome. Now we just need some extract, which we should get from this centrifuge once we only need 2 more gears, so we're gonna have to wait till the end of the drought for that. So let's skip a little bit further forward until the end of the drought, and then let's get this centrifuge built so we can start increasing our kind of well-being again. And after a little bit more time, we have kind of managed to, build up the centrifuge now. We have the Agora kind of stocked up with some extract. We have the dance hall now built, so we are kind of increasing more and more, just getting that well-being all the way up to 31 now. You can see here we have an average well-being of 30, but we did just spike to 31 during the night there. What we're kind of lacking is a little bit of wet fur, so we need to kind of figure out that a little bit. Chestnuts are going to take a little bit of time, as well as I've just started kind of building some cattail, so we can make some cattail crackers. So you can see here I've kind of built another aquatic farm with all of these kind of ready for the cattail, and then I've kind of prepped a bakery which is going to be on crackers, and then we have the grist mill, which is going to be the cattail flour, and then we have a power reel as well, just temporarily, just so we can kind of build it over here. I think what I'm going to do is I need kind of a little bit more storage kind of in this area. What I feel like doing though is I do kind of like just kind of building out kind of like this, and I'll just do, I'll do that, and then I'll do that. So in the storage, we will have a big one there, and then we'll have 2 little baby ones there like that. Okay, so this is going to be our cattail crackers. Where does the cattail crackers live? There we go. And then this is going to be for the actual cattail itself. There we go. The cattail root, I should say. And then this will be the cattail flour. Where's the cattail flour? There's wheat flour. So there's the roots. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we have that all prepped and ready now. Also, what I started doing is I started building a lot of kind of storage here. I've kind of worked my way up. There was just a weird little kind of like 2-spot kind of gap. So I thought, well, why don't I build a little staircase and build some storage up there. It is going to take a little bit of time because we are waiting on some planks. Planks seem to be kind of running pretty low, given that we do have, the treated planks getting kind of used, the gears getting used, so we're not actually filling up on anything right now, and we only have these 2 here. Also as well, given that we are kind of using so much power, we're actually about 55%, well, we're at 55%, so we're only making things kind of like at a fraction of the speed as we should do. So we kind of need to kind of work on this. All the while these guys are just kind of building these, even though these are low priority, they are kind of just building them away. So we kind of got ahead there with kind of like building up the kind of the area. These are going to take a little bit of time. What I can do is I can also prep making the roasted kind of chestnuts, which is where, right, okay, so we need roasted chestnuts are done on the grill. So what we can do is we can build another one of them. Just trying to find a location for it. Maybe we do it here because it is kind of right next to here, next to the chestnuts. Do we have any storage for chestnuts? I don't think we do. When I did a lot of this, I did kind of, not randomly, but I was picking things that were kind of low on stock. Yeah, so we need some more storage, so I'll just make this one here. Maybe I do one there and one there. This can be the chestnuts. This can be the grilled chestnuts. So that's pretty much all of the food minus the maple pastries. The maple pastries are going to take, I think I might build them out here, and I think I'll clear all of these kind of berries this area because we seem to have so many over here, we just don't need them. So we can just kind of make sure we have, I think it might be time. Do we get some more haulers? I think it is about that time, just because, you know, the hauling posts are kind of very useful. Just where to build it. Just build it up here for now. Build 2 here. Maybe another builder's hut. There's no harm in it. Just kind of have a look where we can. Yeah, I mean that'll kind of do there like that. So it kind of covers everywhere. So yeah, so I think we are doing pretty well so far. We've managed to get kind of going on this. Again, our kind of limiting factor is the gears. I think maybe we need to look to kind of do a temporary kind of expansion. We have plenty workers. So this area here is going to take some time to kind of like get all of this kind of cleared out and built and the infrastructure done that way. So let us, I think maybe we do. So we have 21 workers spare doing nothing. So if we do maybe, let me see, we do 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we do 1 and 2. I think 2 should be enough. Let's get 3. This is just temporary. I will be kind of breaking these down. And then what we also need is we need power. So these can make, sorry, wrong one. These can make 50 per. And this needs, how much does this need? The lumber mill. That needs 50, that needs 120. Okay, so we need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we need basically 10 power wheels. So what is the best way to do this? I think maybe we do it like that. So we do 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this going to work though? We do one there as well. Just trying to work this out. Right, no, we're not going to do that. Let's delete this all. Oops, wrong one. What we should do is we should build out the path here. Like so. Not like so. Try that again.
A little later.
And a little bit of kind of rejigging around. We have kind of where we've kind of got to where we want to. It took these water wheels, the power wheels just aren't really that kind of great to kind of play around with. They are a little bit kind of difficult, given that they need access on one side for kind of the beavers to get onto, as well as kind of access to the gears on the kind of, well, the intersection of the shaft on the other side. So we have this kind of convoluted kind of thing kind of that we built. So we have plenty power wheels now, just to kind of get these going in, and hopefully when the drought comes along, it won't be too bad, fingers crossed, for time wise, in order to kind of get that kind of drought. Hopefully, I'm assuming it's going to be about 8 or 9 days, just like it has been kind of steadily increasing, like kind of 1 to 2 days every kind of drought that we get. So we'll kind of find out now, and then all the while, I mean, these need a lot of planks, so that, you know, the gear workshops are going to take a little bit longer because we don't actually have that many planks. But the good news is that we do have plenty of logs, so we can get going with the lumber mill. Also, as well, the power wheels only need logs, so it is going to be relatively quick on getting that done as well. I'm going to raise the priority of this kind of platform here, just so we can get the planks in, just so we can get it built that a little quicker. These just need logs. So, quick thing to note when you are kind of building stuff against the wall like this, make sure that you do set the priority of like these kind of shafts higher than the actual wheels. As soon as the wheels are built, it's going to block off that area, so you can't build it. So what I've done is I've just basically high prioritized all of these sections here, so that when I'm also going to do these as well, so they don't get trapped. Just means that when they are kind of building, they're not going to get kind of trapped behind or something like that, because the last thing you want is someone to kind of build that while someone's back here building something else, and then kind of what you'll find is you've got to demolish it. You don't get all your materials back. It's a bit of a hassle to kind of do. So yeah, just kind of food for thought, just to make sure that you are kind of like prioritizing things in order, just so that they won't kind of trap the beavers. Okay, cool. So we are in kind of a 9-day kind of drought right now, so we should be okay. No recipe selected for that one. That is going to be the chestnuts, which is going to be way off, but we are going to build them. This is all fine. This is finally built, which is great. This was taking a little bit of time to kind of build out, so we can get this on the go as well. We only need a few gears for that. Based, given that this is such a deep wet reservoir, I thought, you know, why not kind of build the larger water pump? We are kind of doing, you know, we have plenty of kind of water sources right now. So what I've done is I've kind of demolished this area, kind of deleted those, kind of built this into a larger kind of area, just so we can get more of the spatter dock. That was the only thing that was kind of going down. So you can see here, it's the grilled spatter dock is kind of, you know, 370-ish. 3,000 food. Nothing seems to be kind of going down. I mean, we're only a couple of days into the drought, so maybe I'll just pause these ones for now. I don't want too much water being used on this. This is coming along nicely. That's kind of, again, it's just planks and gears. And we actually hit level 32 on the wellbeing, which is awesome. Let's have a look here. Wet fur, still a problem. We'll figure that out. We've got both of those kind of working on now with just the maple pastries left. Campfires don't seem to be used a lot, so I need to kind of have a little look and see what I can do. It's only going to be 0.6, but still, it makes the difference. I like kind of making sure we can kind of max out everything. Rooftop terrace, they're kind of okay. I mean, look at that. Aesthetics is all full, which is awesome. The farmer monument, that is getting some use. Like I say, we're going to try and get the brazier bonding kind of started. We do need 3,000 science, so that's coming along nicely. Detailers being used. Probably could do with a few more of them kind of dotted around. Lido. I think if we build, I mean, we have one of the Lidos is doing 38, so we can get maybe 2 more in. That should kind of, pretty much kind of take care of us for the rest of the playthrough. Carousel, mud pit. Mud pit's going to be when we kind of unlock. Where is it? Yeah. So when we get the dirt excavator, that's when I'm going to look to build like a little kind of mud pit kind of area just to kind of do that, because we do need soil and then also terrain blocks as well, which will be good on that one. We have kind of fallen a little bit behind on that science just because, we've been unlocking stuff like triple dynamite. We've been unlocking like various other little kind of bits and pieces. Mainly kind of the power shafts and stuff. Okay, so where are we now? Water levels are kind of good. Not too bad, I suppose. I feel like this is probably gonna that's probably gonna dry out this area, which isn't too bad because we do have this large pool which kind of covers the majority of the stuff. And I think, to be honest, I think all the stuff is like 8+ days anyway, that kind of like that dries out once this pot dries out. As long as these 2 areas here, yeah, we should be fine. Okay, now I think given that we are kind of coming up to that 3k mark, only 700 left, where can we look to put this? This has quite a large area. Maybe we'll look to put it on top of there, like here maybe. I think that would be a nice one, because the monuments don't actually get used. It's just, it's just where they are. Like, so as long as they cross that, they will kind of benefit. So yeah, let's get to 3k. Let's get that built. It is going to take a lot of planks. Good job we are kind of building this, and these guys are kind of going. I wonder, I think I should be able to, if I build that across there. Yeah, let's kind of build. Let's do that. Let's kind of, these water wheels are going to be used, so I want to kind of make sure that they're kind of giving power to everything else as well. So let's do that. Let's get that done and get that sorted, so that we're kind of constantly kind of providing power to these. That'll kind of take care of that. It'll also help these out, and it'll spread all that. And just like that, we have this now connected. So once we get all of that built, we should be supplying power to the rest of the kind of buildings here that kind of stop using when the drought's kind of on. So yeah, so we're looking good on that. That is looking pretty good, I think, as well. I mean, what we could do is we could build, once we get this all kind of completed, all of these kind of like blocks here done, I think what we can do is, given that we are kind of like producing a fair bit of power, I mean, we're producing 500 here. We can increase that a fair bit more if we kind of like demolish all of this and build a lot more water wheels. We still have 12 unemployed beavers. So, that is kind of most of this. But I think, to be honest, I think we can kind of increase more and more. So, I mean, 500 extra. I mean, we are needing all of that 500 for that, because the power wheels aren't getting used. I think as well what we can do, and just because this is going to be a massive project that's going to take some time, let's do this. We could build one there, one there, oh, one there. Let's try that again. Kind of misaligned that. So we can do that, that, and that. And then what we could do is that can be 2 dynamited long. Okay. So let's demolish that with this. I don't want to use that one, so we'll just do this twice. Unfortunately, I didn't want to use like kind of like 2 lots of dynamite for that, but that is kind of, it is what it is. And then I can do a stairwell here. Put that as high priority. And then when this drought finishes in 2.5 days, we'll get another, I think, 400 horsepower. So that should be real good. And then we can add another one in here, so we'll get 7. So we'll have 1,400 plus that 500. So we'll have almost 2,000 at that point. And just make sure that these need power, but obviously it's nighttime. They are built. And then that'll be good to go. All right, guys. So yeah, so let's get that built with our army of beavers, all kind of working away there. We really need these shafts kind of built, so we need those prioritized. The problem is these kind of ones at the top need gears and planks, which is a bit of a problem because we don't have any until the end of the drought. Let's get to the end of the drought and get going. As we get into cycle 11, we have actually just run out of water. So it looks like our current capacity can only take 9 days of a drought, which, you know, we have a total of, I mean, I don't actually know how much water can we hold. So these large tanks can take 1,200, which we massively need. So that'll give us an extra 2,400. So we need to actually get water, I think. There we go. Now how much? I mean, it's going up pretty quick, which is good, but you can see all of our beavers. Oh, they are thirsty. Luckily, these guys do, you know, so quick. They do 5. So I think we need to, I don't want to kind of do like 24-hour working. As long as this doesn't drop too much, thirst is okay. So that's fine right now. We only have 7 thirsty beavers, I think. So it is going to take a little while to kind of get them. They all were thirsty, so they kind of used everything that we needed. So we only have a couple more that are, so that should be fine. Let's see if we can make sure we get enough there. Now we've already built 1 water wheel, which does mean that we are getting a little bit more power. We are kind of increasing that, so we're at what, 900? Okay, can we get, so that's 1,300 there that it needs for everyone working. Once we get this built, it should be fine. This will add another 400. Plus, yeah, so we should be fine with that. That's but we need to really need to build these. So one thing I did kind of slip up on, I should have built these as the planks. These is like, and then these end ones as the gears, because we need to kind of build this, which, you know, it only needs what, one gear here, 1 gear here, 2 planks, 1 gear. So we don't actually need that many, so we should be fine. But this priority needs to happen. Water's fine. I see it, right? I mean, to be honest, like these 3 alone is enough to supply almost 100 beavers. So they don't actually need that much, especially with the haulers prioritizing the surplus, so they can just constantly work their wood to get the water. Okay. Just want to make sure we kind of keep going up. How we're doing with the raw resources. So yeah, plenty scrap. Treated planks are kind of starting to stockpile. We have a fair bit of resin kind of doing that. We're kind of full on paper, which is great. Just what we really need to do is we really need to get more explosives, just to kind of really kind of make sure we can get this area all opened up. Have big plans for this. You can see just these few buildings like need 8 water wheels. Like this is going to be a huge area. Trying to think what I might actually do is, do I need to go down 3 on here? So no, I think I need to do 3 then 1. Yeah, 3 then 1 should be fine. Okay. This is kind of just needing a few more gears to kind of get that going. Might as well prioritize that. It's just always gears and planks. We have plenty of wood now. We have 800. And I think these are all, yep, these are all halfway through. That's a little bit less, but okay. One more plank. Sorry, one more gear for that. Need everything for that and that. And then as soon as that kind of gets built, got our little army of beavers all working away. Just trying to think, could we add any more? It's just such an awkward thing, because really, like, it's kind of designed to be like on the end of each building, but we want to use them for multiple, because it would have just been so many paths. Yep. That's going to take a little while because that just needs more planks. Planks. Right. Okay. I think what we'll do is we'll kind of give it one more night, see what we can kind of get built in that time. Okay, as we head into day 7, we have enough to get the Brazier Bonding unlocked. So like I say, let's kind of put it there right bang in the middle of where all of our kind of housing district is. That just means that that's going to be a huge amount of kind of increase for the kind of well-being. The more things that we have on that, we still have almost 900 science kind of left over, so we can look to get something else as well. Carousel would be cool. A little bit further down, I think with that we'll need that one. Mud pit, again, like I was saying before, we need to get the excavator done for that. Now the question is, where do we want to put the excavator? So I was thinking kind of over here, what sort of power does it need? It needs 200 horsepower. So in order to do that, I would need at least, well, I would need 4 wheels, 4 power wheels. That would take 8 beavers just to kind of like get that going. Plus it needs extract as well. And while we do have extract, we don't have a great deal of it. One thing I did notice though is we did kind of run out of extract. So that goes in, I think it goes into the medium tank, right? Oh, see, that's because we're waiting on gears. Okay, so while we are kind of waiting on that, let's shall we just build a couple of little temporary ones? What we could do is, given that we don't have much water right now, I can just put this as extract, and this one is extract 2. There we go. And then, I mean, straight away that's going to go up, just so we can keep working on that, so if we do need any extras, we've got them. Water wheels are in there, almost at the kind of the demand level for this little area, which is pretty good considering, you know, we're at what, 95-ish% there. So we are kind of creating planks. Okay, that's good. How we're looking on everything else. These are pretty much in. I just need, what, 3 more and then I can detonate all of that. This still needs gears, so again, waiting on gears. Just always seem to be waiting on gears. We do really need to get this one done though, because while we are kind of increasing in water right now, we got ourselves back up to 460. It is taking quite a few days just to get up to that. I mean, we're 9 days in after the drought and we only have 500. So what we need to do is we need to get this built, then we need to get this built, and then we should be good on water. Let's prioritize that by haulers. Now that that's done, that's awesome. That just gives us so much more kind of like room. You see, it's pretty much doubled our capacity right now. So we have almost 2200, and then we'll be in the kind of the 34 range with that. And then we're almost done with the gears, and then we should be able to go up and be good for water for a little bit longer. But yeah, guys, I'm going to call it there for today. next time what we're going to do is we're really going to focus on this. This is going to be obviously an ongoing big project, but we kind of really need to kind of get that kind of organized and handled. This is going to be great for when we start going into the kind of the stuff like this here, like the Fountain of Joy. 12,000 just to unlock that. This needs 20,000. So once we kind of get this all kind of like excavated and kind of like built out and the infrastructure all sorted, what we need to do next is kind of work on trying to get more science. And then maybe we look into bot assemblers and bot factories so we can start replacing some of the kind of the manual tasks like this. Maybe we can start kind of replacing them with the robots. But again, that's a next episode. So guys, appreciate your time kind of checking in, and I will catch you all in the next one.